What up, everybody? This is JFX, Jim Francis Xavier of 509 School of Hip Hop. Just wanted to check in here and tune in once again to continue my Just Freely Express series. It has been a little while, and I tell myself, no one tells me this, but just I have this thing where I feel like I've fallen off or I haven't been documenting in this particular format through this specific medium and platform and channel as frequently or as consistently as I had hoped when I initially launched this Just Freely Express series. But I'm here to just address that and just kind of face myself and my own ego as well, face to face, where none of that is as real as I make it out to be in my head. I've certainly still been very much in a reflective mode as much as I can on a daily basis, as we still welcome a lot of new families and students and potential collaborators into the space of 519, whether it's here in-house or we are out and about in the community speaking with different organizations and individuals. So of course, things get in the way, we get busy, we sometimes run into obstacles, barriers, distractions. But another big, key factor in my life that has been keeping me very much grounded and occupied in the best way possible is me stepping up into that role of a dad, a father for a baby girl who's almost going to be 2 in a couple of weeks. So it's just wild to think about all the waiting that it all used to be. It was just waiting. When is it going to happen? And when we knew that she was arriving to the world, we just couldn't wait, and times just seemed to be going so slow. But of course, as soon as the baby girl had arrived, things changed, the time perception just shifts, and priorities change, and our routines get almost like thrown off the rhythm because the change of her needs and our family sort of dynamic just kept just shifting all over the place. So I think because of that, I've been feeling fairly solid in terms of how I need to show up, who I need to really be present for, and why I need to bring such intention into my life. Not just from a family perspective, but everything that kind of is tethered to that identity piece, not only for my own family, but people that view this space at 509 as an extension of their home. Taking on that home factor as well, today is April 18th. The year 2026, and today we celebrate the 25 years of our family having moved from Korea to Canada 25 years ago. It's wild to think about. Quarter of a century, and me looking back, I can still remember that flight that we took from Seoul to Toronto, and the first couple of weeks of us trying to find home. Really, my dad just doing all the foundational level of establishing the roots, which I'm only starting to really understand, a fraction of what that commitment, what that sacrifice really is all about. And me now being a dad myself, I've intentionally been reaching out to my mom and dad, my parents, about certain things that I just certainly would have overlooked as a teenager, as a young adult, and just not having the foresight before I became a parent, before I became a little bit more confident and aware of my own choices and direction that I was taking. So yeah, there's a lot of reflective points that I'm finding myself in lately. So I think that is what pulled me back into this specific space where I just want to get some things off my head, to be able to freely express, and just in hopes of reaching somebody, whether it's a new audience member, new random person across the globe, or someone that is close to me or were close to us, but maybe just don't know the ins and outs of like our daily life here, so that there's a little more of the collective understanding that I am part of. But at the end of the day too, it really is about just showing up for myself to tell the world what my own personal journey is like, as I'm responsible for the space, 519 School of Hip Hop. Some might see it as very much a business. Others might call it straight up a school, community space. And that's also another thing that I've been just facing. And in a way, like not shying away from the labels that others may just put on myself and others to help their version of reality and their narrative that serves their purpose in life. I've said this and I've spoken about this topic maybe on here or with our students in our close circle here. And it's a very tough reality to admit and accept, but the truth is there are not many people that find this space. They look for this kind of space simply to support whoever is behind that door, whoever is behind that operation. I'm not saying that those people do not exist. There are people that, of course, continue to support me regardless of like what my choices are. But when it comes to people looking for recreational activities, programs for their children, parents specifically, but adult students as well, they're looking for a place where they can spend money and get some kind of value, you know, in return, in exchange. And the accessibility, the convenience, and the level of control and ownership in that sort of transaction is a big factor. So if and when myself or other members of the 519 community who can really speak on the behalf of our like culture and the philosophy here at 519, when we have a little bit of pushback on like, that's not how we like to do things here, or these are the things that we take very seriously because we genuinely believe that these are the pillars that make the space exist and unique, differentiated from other places. Not everyone is going to be very understanding of that or accepting of that, because they, and rightfully so, they might just think that like, oh, like I thought I was just coming in for a dance class, or I thought I was like signing my kid up for just learning how to do this like TikTok dance. And that is okay too. You know, expectations sometimes are not explicitly outlined and articulated. So that is definitely one of those things that I've been encouraging myself and others around me to lean into and not shy away. And I will say, some parts of it really feels good to be able to just like say things freely. And I can also see how sometimes that is like a very liberating and like, wow, like encouraging an empowering moment for some folks that are just not so conditioned to bring these types of feedback or questions into spaces. At the same time, there are going to be people that have the pushback, that have their own outcome, you know, set of outcome that they were hoping for. And I guess in certain ways too, like we're also conditioned to think and feel a certain way about certain things, especially when it comes to like cultural practice like hip-hop, dance, rap, poetry, DJing. Everyone can say they're a DJ now, but not everyone is going to be as passionate about like learning the roots of how DJing came to be, from pre-hip-hop, disco era, turntables, vinyl, record digging. Everyone can make beats, but that doesn't mean like everyone knows how to tastefully break down original pieces of music from the 60s and then recreate that like into a different genre. Everyone can say they are an artist, or they can, you know, create a nice looking flyer even using AI, but that doesn't mean that they all understand the fundamentals of design, color theory, and all these types of things. So when we buy into that social conditioning and how a lot of those things are in place to almost like stunt the collective growth and critical thinking, it's very alarming, and we've been seeing that over and over in our students, especially from the younger juniors and kids into seniors and high school students, where they have no idea how to respond to, like, what do you want to work on today? What are your strengths? What do you need to improve on? Even like emotional intelligence of like, how are you feeling? So a lot of what I am experiencing right now, I'm just trying to channel it and sort of like keep it contained and contextualized in these formats so that these anecdotes can help me kind of recall these moments a little bit. And of course, if and whenever anybody resonates with any of these points, we also encourage them to continue on with the dialogue and the conversation in the near future. But it all starts with, you know, you, me, individuals doing what they feel is really important to achieve that feeling of like, I've done something, or I'm getting somewhere, or this is valuable and productive. And that's all I'm trying to address here. Nothing is as big as we, you know, blow it up in our minds, but at the same time, nothing is as minuscule as like the things that we just easily dismiss and overlook. Even, you know, this past week, yesterday's session where we had our group of Fem Friday students, where two of them literally started their DJing journey, I feel like maybe with us being introduced to the world of turntablism maybe in the last couple of years, but to see them now being invited to play at different venues and them having their followers and following showing up to want to watch and hear them play, and one of us just suggesting to make a track together, and then us just getting busy to be able to whip up a track or at least get started on something creative. These are the things that I am most grateful for, without the need to showcase it as a final product, but just to be able to say like, the resources are here, ones that really like want it, know how to ask for it or know how to access it, because they pay their dues, because they also know how to operate as a collective, and to just like come, you know, back down to the main point I'm trying to make. I am really starting to believe in the process and trust myself a little bit more. I know I've been doing this thing out of 509 for now 6 years, so one might think like, shouldn't you be familiar with all this by now? I've been dancing for almost 20 years, so shouldn't you be like close to being mastery by now? But we always say never a master, always a student. So I'm always trying to bring myself back to day one, where it's like on episode 1. Like, who knows? Like, this is the first time anyone has heard any of this. This is certainly my first time expressing myself in this particular way about these topics today. So I do believe that there's always the internal feeling of being held back by your own insecurities, out of maybe past experiences or whatever, but just trying to put myself forward out there a little bit more and trust my voice a little bit too, and believe in the power of that voice and the actual impact and the ripple effect it has when we choose to share it. So this is another way of my practice when it comes to just freely expressing myself, using my voice to share my thoughts out there with whoever and anyone that is watching or listening. The next episode, hopefully it won't be, months from now. I do hope to bring a little more frequent episodes like this as we gear up for May 19th launch date of our Patreon page. So everything that we do here can essentially become more of a virtual, digital sharing method, whether it's graffiti sketch practice, block lettering 101, beat production and music composition 101, DJing and scratching fundamentals, so obviously the dancing, the grooves, breaking. We're just super excited about it, and you know, beyond the excitement, I am just forever grateful to everyone that has been in my circle, in my corner, including my family, of course. Like, my family's number one, but all the extended family and friends, you all know who you are. Catch you on the next one, and please, if any of this ever hits home to you, let me know, let us know. And if you ever feel like, I don't know if this is the right place for me, just let us know, hit us up, and then we're happy to give you a quick tour so that you can make the decision to either come back or maybe just join us from a distance, from home, virtually. That's okay too. But this is JFX, Saturday of April 18th, 2026, signing out. Hope everyone is doing well. Until next time, peace.